listen up. Listen up. My name is JayDennis. I'm on a whole other level. Better sit the fuck back so you can learn to revel in this old school sound. It's been bestowed by the gods. So with nothing me, it's 'cause this microphone's a count.
I hate snow. Don't you love when you complain about something and somebody comes along and says, nothing? No. Like, man, snow sucks. And if somebody comes along, snow? You don't even know snow. Piss off. Even though I'm telling a lot of people I don't much care for it. I don't much care for driving in it. But you get used to it. And honestly, compared to other places, like the Northeast or Alaska, or maybe Pacific Northwest at times, I don't know how bad it gets up there. This isn't too shabby, but yeah, get every little piece of footage I can for my wildly successful show, The Life of JayDennis. It will be.
Drums. You know, I've heard it all before and nothing's ever gonna change. Never feel at home cause you always being sabotaged. Yeah, what's up? Calling out the ones that put me on blast. Now I'm back on the new track. Those that never thought that I would ever last got it wrong.
Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Where's the boy?
Hercules.
Sit. That's a good boy. Oh yeah. You ready to snowbound? You ready to snowbound? Look at that.
I did see some kids having a snowball fight last weekend, and it made my old heart happy to see kids being kids. Yeah, pretty much the soundtrack for this episode is Vanilla Ice's two new metal albums. I'm also listening to Rachel Cruz's book, audiobook, Love Your Life, Not Theirs. It's Dave Ramsey's daughter. She talks about more of the social, she talks about money too, but she talks more about the social adjustments you can make to not be distracted by what baby boomers used to call the Joneses. Not get distracted by other people's lifestyles and focus on you, developing you. A lot of universal stuff, but again, it's laid out in a very comprehensive and good way that just makes sense. And I think she's in like her 30s, so she's closer to my age and kind of understands more about what my generation's going through with distractions and being raised on technology. And I was exposed to social media in high school, and it started to get big and ridiculous during my college years. So pretty much up until that point, I was pretty devoid of an excess of technology. I mean, I always had a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket. I didn't have a Game Boy Pocket. Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Advance. I had all that stuff. But the difference is you're just playing a game. You're not like interacting with people or looking into a window at other people's lives. And I just want to say that my worst years are behind me. Like my best years are ahead of me because, you know, thanks to all the narcissism and the self-absorption, I know what I like, I know what I want. So there kind of is an advantage to being a millennial or a Gen Y or a whatever. You kind of have more of an opportunity to work on yourself more, even though you are primarily focusing on other people's lives when you fucking scroll through stuff. I don't know. I had watched a video about Generation X, and they had said Generation X was that weird group between the self-absorbed baby boomers and the self-absorbed millennials. Like, Generation X had kind of the more of the ability and the culture, the social norm to develop themselves, and that's probably why things like, even though Steve Jobs was a boomer, social media was invented by Gen X. Mark Zuckerberg, probably the guy from Twitter. I think the guy that created Snapchat is actually a millennial. But pretty much all the biggest, like, the slippery slope that was created into social media was created by Generation X. They were productive as fuck, and they made a lot of money, and they changed the world. And for the better people, they changed it for the better. They got people to be in touch easier, they got to share stuff, but for the most part, they did monumental damage. And now it's up to you to do damage control and say, you know what? I don't need to worry about what everybody's posting. This little state of mind, this little frame of reference. They took 80 pictures before they picked one they liked, so they could get that perfect post, that perfect moment. You don't know if a happy family photo could be a dysfunctional family. Oh, you got a picture of a nice new car? We don't know if you went into crippling debt to get that. To all the people out there that are successful in sharing it, good for you. I mean, really not too much to fault on that. If you're successful, you should be, you know, secure in your own self. But if you want to inspire others and be honest about it, then go ahead, share away. But unfortunately, that only makes up a very, 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 very tiny margin of people. So
asked to sit in a room, and they had the chance to just sit with their own thoughts for about 20 minutes. Or if they wanted, they could go over to a corner of the room and feel what it would be like to have an electric shock. And they knew the electric shock was painful, it wouldn't.
Look at that loaf. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. That's why I'm getting better with money. Also reading this beauty. Took the sleeve off though, so it looks like that. You perverts. I ain't about to film my dog going pee. So much snow, right? Yeah, just trudging on through. He's a German Shepherd, but he's a snow dog. Uh-oh, someone's got powder on their face. It's the 80s again.
My name is JayDennis, and I'm not the shredder that I once was, but you better believe I can write a sick and tasty riff. As long as there are some dissonant chords in there, it's nu metal. And if you wear an Adidas hat, it's nu metal. But I'm keeping a lot of the album in C sharp. You know, drop C sharp, because it's a very powerful and influential sound to me. A lot of my favorite artists have played in that key or in that tuning or in C sharp standard, and I just feel like that's one of the quintessential sounds or elements to nu metal. It's either you play in drop C sharp or you do like that weird hard rock mainstream radio rock alternative stuff that you hear just in drop C. And or you go low, be like Korn, play an A, but I don't know. In a sense, I'm strongly influenced by nu metal and all these artists. I'm trying to maintain my own sense of identity and my own sound and my own styles that have been very similar but have slightly varied over the years. There are things about my style that have remained constant since I was, 13 years old, but I've refined certain things over the years, and lately I've just been trying to shake off the rust with like my shredding, because even though I don't intend on even though I don't want to shred a lot in the album, I feel like just having that skill set is going to unlock more potential in my sound, because that shred might lead into something that's a little groovy or a little, I don't know. I don't want to limit myself too much, but I do kind of believe in what Wes Borland said in some of his side work albums, where he's like, if you put kind of like parameters on the sound you're going for in an album, you might obtain something more pure, whereas you just doing whatever the hell you want. It depends on your vision, really. I think either way it can work. It just depends on what you're going for. Yeah! Who's your boy? Shit, I'm gonna slip. Yeah! This is what he does. He comes up to me with it. I'm trying not to slip and bust my ass. Yeah. Hercules. Huh. Yeah. He'll come and bring it to me. Oh, it's easier to take when it's snowy. Ha ha. Hey, let me see that ball. Let me see that ball. That's what happened the first time I ever made out with a girl on a bench. Sorry. Know that I'm holding myself accountable, and I have no idea what this looks like on camera right now. I'm just hoping it looks cool. But thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying Hercules. My name is JayDennis, and I was 20, so, 6.5 years ago when I got my first credit card, and it was honestly just like a $1,000 limit city forward card, I guess, for students, because, they love to market to students, and it was for emergencies, and because I was going to be studying abroad that summer. The credit card was to take with me on the trip to my study abroad. Ended up having to use it like once. Everything else I was able to use Danish and Swedish currency, because I had brought enough American dollars to convert and do okay. I was fine. But I ended up having to use the credit card once for like a $3 purchase. So I've had this credit card for a long time, and for the most part didn't have a balance on it, and 2 or 3 times when I did put a balance on it, I paid it off. But now that I'm working the baby steps debt snowball, this is my smallest debt. I'm paying it off, trying to gain some momentum, and my dog's with me. But they decided to switch from Visa to MasterCard. So my account was closed, and there's still a balance on it, so like whatever, I'm not using the card, so who cares? You thought you could titillate me with a new credit card there, City? Huh? Well, I got news for you. Cash is king. Dave Ramsey is correct about personal finance.
And no amount of thank you points, cash back, anything will be enough to justify going that much into debt when the majority of your card holders are currently digging themselves out of debt. So no, I will not be a part of this group that feels like I'm winning with a credit card. So, not activating you. I don't care if you switch to MasterCard. I do not care. I'd like you to meet the Shredder. Praise Dave Ramsey. And that's how you get rid of temptation. Get it out of your life. You get it out of your life. If you need money for something, go out there, work a second job, sell something. Don't borrow money that you clearly don't have.
Oh. Again, pretty much all I'm about with my podcast and with my sharing, my videos, my music, even though my music is far more personal, it's just, I'm doing the best I can to live the best life that I can. And I want to inspire others to do the same thing, you know? Exercise, eat healthy, eat less animal products, get out of debt. Quit having this... There are people out there my age that have way worse student loan debt than I do. But I can only pray, I can only hope that you end up getting a higher paying job than me so you can pay off that debt quicker, son. That's what I hope.
Sunshine, I don't care no more. Sunshine, I don't care no more. I always tell people all the time they shouldn't be putting their kids all over social media or the internet. And look at me, I'm doing the same. I'm such a hypocrite. But anyway, that is the Life of JayDennis, episode 3. It'll probably be another 8 years before the next episode comes out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying my dusty-ass guitar. And I will see y'all next time.